everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer, and today we're going to talk about the Chanel Les Beiges collection. I've got, well, I'll get into what I picked up, what's new, I'll do some comparisons and everything else. If you're interested in seeing that, just stay tuned. Hey everyone, so if you've watched my channel before, you will know that I was away on vacation, and I've just returned yesterday. I'm filming now that I got back, and while I was gone, I was in Italy. I was able to pick up the Chanel Les Beiges collection. Now, it's not available in the US yet, but it is available, obviously, in other countries. So I picked up the Illuminating Oil Face, Body, and Hair. This is the bottle. I'll go into all the details about every single one, but I just want to give you a quick overview to see if you're interested in seeing all these products. I picked up the oversized Healthy Glow Sunkissed powder. I picked up medium and deep. I'll explain to you why I didn't get the light. Picked up the new Les Beiges Soleil Tan Medium Bronze. This is similar, but not the same, to the Tan de Chanel, which used to exist in this form. It's been reformulated since this is the old one. But we'll talk about, the differences in the shades and all that good stuff. On my eyes, I have Les Beiges Healthy Glow Natural Eyeshadow Palette in warm. This is not new, but since it's Les Beiges, I just thought, let's throw it in. I have Les Beiges foundation on, and everything else is Chanel as well. And I will have all the details in the description box. Picked up one of the nail polishes. They were sold out of the white, which is one I wanted. But I did pick up Rose Coquillage. I'll get the actual pronunciation, but it's this one. It's like a peachy pink. And there was another shade that I think was a little bit more pink. And like I said, there was the white, which they were sold out of. I went to the store, and hopefully I'm putting up pictures, Duomo in Milan. I was in Lake Como for half the trip and then Milan, and it was an amazing trip. I mean, honestly, probably the best vacation I've ever been on, and I really needed it. No, it was fantastic. But there were some issues getting back, and I will tell you all about that in my video that I'm going to do dedicated to my trip. I'm going to have a whole vlog up. I took lots of videos, lots of pictures. I am, as you can probably tell, sick, which is just, it's just ironic because before I went on vacation, I was really run down. I've just been working too much and doing too much, frankly. And, I felt great on my vacation. I relaxed, I slept, I ate amazingly well. On the trip back, I got sick. It's perfect. And that happens, right? I mean, it happens, right? Especially when you're traveling a lot. And like I said, the travel back was a nightmare. So there were lots of things that probably contributed to me getting sick. But anyway, that's why I sound like this. I apologize, but I feel fine. I mean, I don't feel fine, but I will function. So let's talk about the collection. The picture that I have up is what I took in Milan. There are different Chanels. There are several different Chanels. There are several Dolce & Gabbanas. There are several Dior's. It's Milan. That's really all I have to say. But they have and I forget, it's the Emmanuel. I can't remember the name of the shops near the Duomo. And I'll have pictures of that. And I'll have, like I said, video and pictures on my other video. But there's a Chanel boutique that's just for beauty. And there's accessories in there, like sunglasses as well. But for the most part, it's beauty. So that's where I went. Because sometimes if you go to the stores in a place like Milan or Paris, this time of year, it starts with the tourists, and it can get a little overcrowded. So I was like, I'll just go to the boutique, the beauty boutique, because that's really all I was focused on getting. So the Illuminating Oil, it was €80 for that. The extra large, oversized Sunkissed powder was 70, I think it's €75. Could be 76, but I think it says 75. And then the cream is €46. Now, there were lipsticks that they showed in the picture. The woman there told me that those were re-promotes, but we were a little, her English was amazing, and I can't speak any other language, so I mean, I'm not in any way saying anything. I mean, it was amazing. She probably speaks like 4 languages, but I wasn't sure if she meant re-promote or something else. I think she meant re-promotes. I did pick up 2 new shades of lipstick, and I'm not sure exactly where they are. I'm going to be doing a haul video. I picked up a lot of stuff in Italy. But anyway, of lipstick that I don't believe is available here in the US. So I did pick up those shades. So I'll talk about those. But the ones that were part of the collection, I think are re-promotes. I could be wrong because there was a little miscommunication there. Lack of translation. I really need to learn Italian. So anyway, so that's what was new. The brush that you see in the picture, I did not pick up the brush. I had so much in my suitcase. Guys, it's bad. Anyway, okay, so let's dive in. Like I said, I have on the Les Beiges Healthy Glow eyeshadow in warm. I only have 2 shades on. It's pretty simple. And I have the Brune Couvre eyeliner. These eyeliners are, I've been talking about them for months, but they're back at Chanel, and I think they're at Nordstrom now too. I think I mentioned that. They're really great. They stay on forever. I brought them with me on my trip. Fantastic. And Chanel mascara. So we won't talk about, the eyeshadow because it's not new, but it is a really beautiful palette. If you like, those warm shades, I think it's really nice. So let's talk about the Les Beiges Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream first, and then we'll get into the oversized palettes. So if you look at it compared to the Tan de Chanel, packaging looks the same. The back says Les Beiges Creme, okay, I'm not gonna do the French, Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream, 392 Tan Medium Bronze, has a 12-month shelf life. It has 1 ounce. That's the same as the Tan de Chanel, except for the Tan de Chanel says 18-month shelf life. Now again, this Tan de Chanel is the one, this is the original. This is what it was like way back in the day. And I consider this, I call this jokingly like the tub of goo, because I've had this for quite some time, probably, yeah, past the expiration date. I don't think this thing goes bad. But anyway, but I still haven't made a dent in it. And I use it a lot. I really do. But anyway, so this is the original. I don't know if it's the original shade, but it's more of the original shade. And the thing about this is that it is a little orange. Okay, it's always been a little orange. And when I mean orange, it's like it's got a warm undertone. So, but I've always liked the product. And to be honest, when it came out, there really wasn't anything like it. Like, there weren't cream bronzers like there are now. As I'm filming this, obviously Charlotte Tilbury came out with her cream bronzers, and I'm ordering those. And so I'll do a comparison so that you can see what those are like. But now cream bronzers and contours are pretty standard. When this existed, that really wasn't true. So they reformulated it, and if I am correct, let me look at the Chanel site really quickly, because when they reformulated it, they also came out with another shade of what they were still calling, I believe, Tan de Chanel. So let me look really quickly. I look at the Chanel site, and I'm looking at the Les Beiges Healthy, they now call it the Les Beiges Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream, okay, instead of the Tan de Chanel. And they say, I'm just looking at the site, there's the Soleil Tan Bronze in 390, which I think is the equivalent of the Tan de Chanel that I have, the old one. Because this was called Bronze Universal Bronzing Makeup Base. So it's a different, it's the same product, but it's a different product. Anyway, so there's 390 Soleil Tan Bronze and 395 Soleil Tan Deep Bronze. Now, I didn't pick up either one of those because I already had this tub and I wasn't making my way through it anytime soon. And I felt like when they reformulated it, I forgot what that was in it that I didn't particularly love. And I'll remember later. Jet lag. Anyway, so I was like, no, I'm not going to pick it up. And then the deep was obviously a very different shade, but I was like, I'm not going to need deep. However, when I was in the store, this is 392 Tan Medium Bronze. So I was like, okay, I will try this because it is, quote, medium and maybe a little bit cooler than the Tan de Chanel that I have. Pulling that out, and might work better for me. The deep is too deep, but this medium might really work. So if you're somebody who has the original and you're interested in this, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now, I have to look at the ingredients of the original. I'm going to see if I can find them. But this one definitely feels different than the original. It feels much like silkier and lighter. The original one feels like putty, kind of. You know what it feels like? It's kind of interesting. The new Wayne Goss foundation feels silky like this one. And the Tan de Chanel, the original Tan de Chanel, feels more like thicker, puttyish. I never minded that because I have such dry skin, but it's for oily people, for oily skin people, they might not love it. Anyway, so here's the medium. This is the medium. Here's the original Tan de Chanel. Like I said, I don't have the tan bronze, which would be $3.90, and I don't have the deep, which is $3.95. This is the new one, which is $3.92. My understanding is that $3.90 is similar to the original Tan de Chanel, but I don't have it, so I can't tell you. This does look a little bit cooler, although I'd still say it's warm leaning, but I think it does look cooler. We'll try it on my face so you can see it. But yeah, I do think it looks nice. I think it feels really nice. It feels super silky, like just super, super silky. I also think it has more of a glow than the original. I'm just looking in here. Dimethicone coconut oil. It has coconut oil. I think that was the thing I wasn't thrilled about. Silica, paraffin, like a bunch of other things. I mean, it's not, but I think it was the coconut oil that I was like, I don't really love the coconut oil. But anyway, so here's the new one. That's the medium shade. Again, for the ad nauseum, that's the original Tan de Chanel, which no longer exists in its formulation that I have. So we'll try it out on my face and we'll see what we think. Okay, because I want to use the extra large, oversized, whatever we're going to call them, bronzers on my face, on my cheeks, let's use this up here and let's just see how this works on my skin. If you've watched me before, you know that my skin tone, well, I'm pale. I mean, you can see that. But I do tend to go cool. I wear a BR12 in Chanel foundation. So I'll say a couple things. First of all, this goes on really easily. Like it went right into the skin. I mean, you can see it just blended out really nicely. It's an, I don't know how to explain this. It's an odd formula, and I don't mean odd bad. It's, it like turned to powder or something and went like, just blended. Which is not what the Chanel, Tan de Chanel ever did. You had to kind of massage that in. I mean, again, it was one, I loved the product. I'm not dissing it, but this is different. Yeah, that, interesting. It almost was like a silk. It went right into, I mean, okay. Very interesting. I actually really like that. I don't smell anything either. I don't smell a scent. Yeah, it's not like the Tan de Chanel though, the formula. It's, if you have the new formulation of what is now Healthy Beiges and Tan de Chanel, Tan de Chanel is much, like I said, more like putty. It's thicker, it's creamier, and you have to blend it. Let me show you what I mean. This is the Tan de Chanel. I'm just gonna, now, don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't like it. It's just, it's not as smooth of an application. Still nice. I mean, it's a great product. But I do think this is cooler leaning. But I would say this, I got the medium, and I think the medium looks good on me. Like, I don't think it's too deep for me, but I don't know if that's a medium because I'm pretty pale. So, I mean, you know, draw your own conclusions there, but I'm a pretty pale person, and I don't know, the medium doesn't look, I mean, the medium works for me. I like it, and I think for me it's great, but just saying. Okay, so let's open the oversized. All right, so you're gonna ask me, Jennifer, since you've just mentioned how pale you are. And no, I didn't get any sun on my vacation because I don't go out in the sun. Well, I mean, obviously I go out in the sun, but I don't sit in the sun. I wear SPF everywhere, sunglasses, etc., etc. Why didn't you get the light in the oversized powder, bronzer, whatever we're calling it? And here's why. Here's why. They're calling it the Oversized Healthy Glow Sunkissed Powder. I saw the light. I was in the store. It's in the picture that I showed you. And it's too light for me. So I didn't buy it because it's expensive. It was 76 euros or whatever it was. And it reminds me a little bit. I pulled this out. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. This is the number 2. I ended up really liking the number 2 for me. I thought it was a pretty good match. 1, which is like the fair shade, was too light for me. Or I felt like it was too light for me. It was fine if I just wanted to have a little bit of like warmth to my skin. But if I wanted to use it as an actual bronzer, it was too light. And so, you know, if you only have like 3 or 4 shades, that it just seems odd. But anyway, so that is the same thing that happened here with the Chanel. And because I saw it in person, and I saw, you know, the lovely lady who was helping me swatched it for me, I was like, no, I'm not getting the light one. So now I think the deep is going to be too deep for me, but you know, it's really an interesting color, and I thought, you know what, I should try it, and I can try it for all of you so you can see it. And that's why I'm here anyway. So a couple things. The bronzer that I've used for Chanel for quite some time, it's not really a bronzer, but neither is this. Meaning they don't call it a bronzer. So this is the Healthy Glow Illuminating Powder in Sunset. And I've used this for a while. And you know, it's the Les Beiges line. So I'm thinking it's actually probably very similar. And I really like this on me. I think it looks really nice. I think it makes a great bronzer, but it's very gold leaning. You can see it's like, it looks a little bit like the original Tan Chanel, but it's like more bronzy. I like it, and I like the formula, and I think it looks beautiful on my skin, but you know, it's definitely warm. And that's Sunset. That one right there. So I was like, okay, well, if that one was the Les Beiges Healthy Glow Illuminating Powder, and these are the Healthy Glow Sunkissed Powder, I was like, I bet you there's similarities. We'll see. All right, so this is what they look like. Here's the medium. Here's the deep. I don't think this is particularly deep, and this is particularly medium, but, you know, make your own call there. But anyway, the light's too light. It has an 18-month shelf life, 0.53 ounces, which is big for a bronzer, or powder, whatever you want to call it. Made in Italy, of course. It's a decent amount of bronzer, or powder, or whatever you want to call it. This one, the Sunset, is 0.35 ounces. And the Charlotte Tilbury one that was huge, right? Remember this one? Is 0.56. So it's about the same as these new Chanel. And I mentioned the prices. I'll put the price down below. I only have it in euro because that's what I bought it in. Okay, so let's do the medium first. And as you can see, and I'll show you more up closely in a second, that there's the pattern on them. It's the pattern of Chanel, why my brain? Compacts. So that's the medium. See the little design? There we go. That's the medium one. And this is what it looks like next to Sunset. So it's a little deeper than Sunset, and it's a little cooler. But similar. Similar to Sunset. So if you always liked Sunset, every time I used it, it's close. It's a little bit deeper. Let's try the Deep. This is the Deep. You can see what I'm talking about with the little compact embossing on the actual product. And I do hate you ruining the embossing, but I mean, otherwise you can't use the makeup. All right, that's Deep, guys. So again, here's the original Tan de Chanel. Here's the new Les Beiges. That's what they're calling the Tan de Chanel these days. In medium, here is Sunset. Here's the medium, and here's the Deep. You can see why I didn't get the light, I think, because the Sunset worked really well for me, except it was a little too gold, I thought. I mean, I still like it, but it was just a little too gold for me. The light is lighter than this. The light is light. So if you're looking for like a non-bronzer bronzer, that would be the way to go. Or if you're really, really pale, like if you're paler than me, then yeah, but otherwise. This is the Charlotte Tilbury number 2. That's about the same weight, same size. This is 0.53, this is 0.56. So they're very similar in size. I'll put a price point of the Charlotte Tilbury down below because I'll be honest, I don't remember. But similar formula, actually. And let me show you the 2. This is the 2 in the Charlotte Tilbury. Remember me saying the light is just too light? This is the 2. So I'd say the 2 lands between the medium and deep on the Chanel. And it looks similar to the medium Les Beiges cream. And I'm happy to do any comparisons that you guys want. Let me know what you want to see it swatched against, and I'll do it on Instagram so you can see it. I'll be honest, like I said, I'm a little under the weather today, so this video is going to be a little abbreviated, but I wanted you to see the products because I know they're coming out soon. So I think the Deep is cooler than the medium. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm just going to kind of use it over here as a little bit of a contour first. Let's just see how that works. Let's see how deep is on me. I don't think it's going to be particularly deep, but we'll find out. And I'm not using a ton of it in case it does go really deep on me. And I'm using a fluffy brush. Okay, that's deep. That's the deep shade. And on me, it looks a little bit too deep. If you notice, I'm kind of going in, like just sort of stamping it like that, just because I feel like I can buff it out. So that's what the deep looks like on me. I don't think it's that deep. Keep using that word, but I think I could get away with this. As soon as I buff this in, I think it's going to be fine. So I'm going to take buffer brush and I'm just going to buff this in. See, I mean, is it a little deep for me? Yeah, but considering that I'm a BR12 and pale, I actually think it looks fine. I mean, I think it looks nice. So that gives you an idea of like what shade you might want to pick up. I know I didn't pick up the light, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay. So let's take the medium, and I'll do the same thing. I'll use the same brush. Let me just get the other product off the brush. And what we're going to do with this one is I'm just going to put it up higher on the cheek, so we can just see how it looks when we first place it down, and then we can blend. I think you can see already it's much lighter. This is what I think you'd say would be the right shade for me. I'll put it all around my face. But it does not have a particularly cool tone. I think the deep one is cooler than the medium. but I think it looks really nice. I actually think the medium looks lovely on my skin. I think the deep looks lovely on my skin. I think it has more of that like reddish. In fact, it kind of almost looks like blush on me a little bit. So again, here's Tan de Chanel. Here's the new one in the medium, Les Beiges cream. We've got Sunset, we've got medium, we've got deep, we've got Charlotte Tilbury in number 2. So what I would say, if you're interested in the product itself, I think it's very similar to the Healthy Glow Illuminating Powder in Sunset. Like, I think it's very, very similar. As I've said a couple times now, this is called Les Beiges Healthy Glow Sunkissed Powder, and that was called Les Beiges Healthy Glow Illuminating Powder. So I don't think they're that different. I do think this has more of a glow because it's an illuminating powder. I think it has more like a little bit more like highlighty kind of effect to it, where these look a little bit more satiny. So that's true, but it's still this glowy, healthy, sun-kissed look, and I think it looks amazing, and it feels really comfortable on the skin. I like the formula. I like the way these look. I will definitely wear these. I will probably reach for the medium most of the time, but I think I could also use the deep, and I'll continue to play with them with my usual bronzer type brushes to put it all over the face, and I think I'll actually like the way that one looks. In fact, I think it might look a little bit like the Gucci. Hold on a second. Okay, I had to pull out the Gucci really quickly because I have a feeling this is the Gucci in light, and there was a lot of confusion about the whole Gucci thing in the beginning because the colors were just weird. But anyway, I have a feeling, no, it's cooler. Okay, so the Gucci is one of my favorites because it has like a pinkish undertone to it, but it's not light. Like it's a deeper tone. It's still, the Gucci is much cooler than all of these. It has more of that, you can see that, more of that pink, which I like for my skin tone. But I guess it just reminds me a little bit more of the deep here, because I think it's because the undertone is a little bit cooler, but it's about the same intensity. The deep is not, it's not that deep. I'd say the Gucci is kind of in between the medium and deep. But again, I don't think it's too intense. If you're not sure what shade you want to pick up in the Chanel powders, I think you can use me as a pretty good gauge because, like I said, I'm a BR12, so I'm pretty far on the fair side of things. I think the light was too light and too warm. Like, it looked too yellow to me. The medium, I think, looks really nice. It's definitely warmer leaning, but it's not super warm. It's not as warm as Sunset, and I think it has a nice shade to it. And the deep, I think, has a beautiful bronzy, almost coppery kind of thing going on, and I really like it. The formula is excellent. I really like the way it goes on. I think it blends beautifully. It doesn't accentuate pores. It doesn't blend. It's a beautiful product. And I think the same is true with the cream, if you don't mind coconut oil. What do they call it again? The Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream in the medium. The question is whether, do you need these things? And like, do you have other bronzers that fulfill your needs in this space? And, you know, are these so exceptional? Blah, 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 blah. The thing is, I would say the Sunset bronzer, not bronzer, powder, that Chanel came out with, I do love, and I've used it a lot, and I talk about it a lot. So I'm happy to have these new ones because I think it's a very similar formula, a little less illuminating, more sun-kissed, as they say, but I really do like them. I think the product is excellent. They're very expensive, though, for what they are, because there are other good powders out there. So I think the key is going to be like how it wears, how it looks in the heat. It's going to be 94 here on Saturday in Boston. But anyway, so yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. Like if you want to spend that much, there's a lot of bronzer there, or powder, sorry. Again, you know, it depends on what you have in your collection already. Do I like the formula? Yeah, I do. I think it's really nice. I think it blended beautifully. Look, guys, I don't have any blush on, and I don't have any illuminator on. I don't have any highlighter on. I have very simplistic makeup on, except for my very red nose. Sorry. That's what happens when you have a lot of tissues. I just think that's really pretty. I think it looks really healthy. The nail polish in, what did I say? 925. I'm going to pronounce it the way that Google tells me to pronounce it. And it's
Coquillage. Coquillage.
Coquillage. Coquillage. Coquillage. Shellfish. Rose shellfish, which is, you know, a lot, but I mean, I guess shrimp? I don't know. Anyway, let me just put this on my nail for you. My nails look terrible. I'm sorry, but any of you who have done international travel, especially in the last couple years, will know that with the whole, you know, COVID thing, it's just, first of all, travel's always difficult. But with that and stuff on top of it, there's just all these added layers to everything, and which is fine. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying it's just stuff you have to deal with. And you know, coming back, there was, like I said, I'll tell you in my video. But so many things, totally worth it. But so many things that trying to make my nails look presentable was not. That was not on the list. That is Rose Coquillage. I actually really like this for summer. I think it's a really pretty shade. It's it does kind of look like shrimp. That's the color name I would call it. It's a bright pinky peach. It's pretty. It's actually a really nice summery shade. If I ever get around to doing my nails, I will wear it. Okay, so last but not least, this illuminating face and body, all this good stuff. This is 8.4 fluid ounces. This is a very large bottle, so it is expensive, but there's a lot here. It's an 18-month shelf life. And it says Illuminating Dry Oil for Face, Body, and Hair. Huh. I don't know if I'm going to be using this in my hair, but we'll see. Let's see. It's got sunflower seed oil. Just there's a perfume in here, so I'm definitely not using it in my hair. Mica. All right, bunch of other things I do not know. So it does say shake before use. So I'm shaking. As you can see, it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not emollient, but it has like the shimmer oil thing, dry oil. If you haven't used a dry oil, I'm not making a lot of sense right now, but it's like, it almost goes to like powder. So let's just put it on my hand. And do you see what I mean by a dry oil? Because it's not like super liquidy. I don't even know if you can see that. But it imparts, oh, it smells nice. Sorry. It imparts this like nice kind of glow, but it's not going to be, I'm like putting too much on so you can kind of see it better. It's not going to be some kind of like overwhelming brown or gold. It's just a really, it feels like, what's the word? Like a sort of like a massage oil, but not as oily. Like I said, it's this dry oil, and it leaves behind this just kind of golden shimmer. There are little flecks in there. That's what the mica is, I assume. And it does have a nice illumination to it. If you see it against just my, my other arm, I've got swatches on it, obviously, but you can see there's like a glow to it, but it's light. I don't smell anything anymore. So, I mean, I don't think this is going to be like for everybody, obviously. But if you like a dry oil and you're, you know, somebody who's like going outside, you know, you've got on a sundress or something, I don't know how this will transfer. That's the only other thing that worries me. Like if you put it on your skin and then you put a white dress on, what happens? So I need to test that out. But it does, it feels really nice. There was a scent, but it was really light. So that's interesting because usually Chanel overdoes it with scent, but I don't smell it. Could be the cold, who knows? But yeah, it really feels nice. And it says dry oil for face, body, and hair. Shimmering veil, soft and silky finish. I would say that is true. It's like a veil of shimmer. It's not, it's very, very light. I wonder if I put a little bit on my face. Let's try it. Like, and I mean a little bit. I'm not going to put. Yeah, it's just, you can see it's just like a light. It's actually, I actually like this. I like oils though. Like I have a couple of Chanel oils, the vanilla one, and I actually just picked up a, why is my brain, sorry. I actually picked up another one while I was in Italy, and I'll talk about it in my haul video, but it was exclusive to the boutique. So I like Chanel's oils. I think they're very expensive. Don't get me wrong. But I do like them. And this dry oil, I think is very nice. It's like I said, an illuminating oil. So it's got, if you just see it on the back of my hand, I didn't rub it in, you know, it's got this sort of glistening effect. But when you rub it in, it doesn't stay oily. It just feels silky. And like I said, it just gives a little bit of warmth. I would actually wear this. Like this is one of those illuminating body oil things that I would wear. There have been others where they're all like sparkly and shiny, and I'm like, I do not want to look like a disco ball. Don't get me wrong. If you want to look like a disco ball, that's awesome. I have friends who look like disco balls and it works for them because they love it. That's just not my style. Like I'm from Boston. We're just, I don't know. Like, I'm just not that kind of person. This is not me. And I wouldn't feel comfortable. Like, I would just feel, I just wouldn't like it. So, that is the kind of product that I would like, though, because it gives a little bit of shine, a little bit of shimmer, and I feel like, you know, I don't know. It feels like I feel like summery putting on oil. I don't know. It must be the Vin de Soleil, like, you know, throwbacks in my brain, where I'm like, oh, you put on oil. And I don't do that because I don't sit out in the sun. So that kind of gives me that without, you know, the sunbathing part. I don't know. I'm not sure, guys. But anyway, it does appeal to me and I do like it. And my hands feel silky now, but they don't feel sticky, which is nice. So I do like it. Okay, so this video actually took me longer than I thought it was because I didn't think I was going to go into as much detail, but I actually think there's more detail to go into than not. My final thoughts are, I like the collection. I like the Les Beiges collection. I think the cream and the powder bronzers are great, and I think the oil is great, but it really just depends on whether you already have these things in your collection. I would say that I like the formula. I would say the new shade medium in the Les Beiges, I do think is a better shade than the original Tan Chanel. I don't know what the formulated one looks like. The deep was a little too deep for me. I think this medium one is nice. Works well for my skin. The powder, the Sunkissed powder, oversized, the medium I think is probably the right shade for me. And the deep is a little too deep, but I actually like the way it looks because I like the undertone in it. The light was too light and too warm for me, and I didn't like it. I'm not going to say that it's not going to work for you because you might like those shades, but for me, it wasn't the right fit. So I wasn't worth, and these are expensive. So I was just like, no, because I'm not going to use it. So there you go. I will have all the details in the description box with everything else that I'm wearing. And I promise I will continue to wear this and I will break it down. Overall though, like I said, I think the formula in here is really nice, but it does remind me of the Sunset that I already had, which I've been using. So, you know, I already liked that. And the only thing I had about it was that it was a little too golden because that one's an illuminating one. So it looked almost not like a highlighter, but it had more of that feel to it. And these are more satiny. So I'm actually pretty happy with the product. Again, will I ever use that much bronzer? Probably not. I don't know if I need one that big. I felt the same way about the Charlotte Tilbury. I just don't need that much bronzer, but again, that's a personal preference thing. So I'll continue to use the products. I've been getting a lot of questions about the tweeds. It still seems uncertain, but the most updated information I have about the US market anyway is that it won't be here until fall, the tweeds eyeshadows. So that could change. I'll let you know, but my understanding is it's fall. The blushes and I forgot the name of them. The Les Beiges, the eau de teinte like blushes and stuff that are coming out, they are going to be available sooner, and I think it's June. I think it's like right around the corner. I'll be honest, I have it somewhere if I can remember to put it down below. But these will be available. The blushes that we've seen for like ever, they are coming, and they will be here. I think it's June. Like I said, I'll have it down below. But my understanding for the tweeds, for the eyeshadows, it's fall. So if it's sooner, I'll let everyone know. Sorry. And that's it for today. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.